beautiful friends, it's Amanda here, and today we're going to be testing out a bunch of new makeup. This is sort of like a first impression mini review, get ready with me, just hang out time, all rolled into one. I have a bunch of new products here that I want to test out. Some are from the drugstore, some are more high-end, and I also think I'm going to sneak a little bit of indie makeup in here too. I already have on my base makeup and some brow gel, but I have a whole lot of eye, lip, and cheek products that I want to test out today. We have a lot of tinted lip treatments, which, if you know me, you know I love that. This is my favorite type of lip product. So I have the new Lip Softy from Tower 28. This is Confetti Cake. And I also have two of the Petal Pout lip masks from Flower Beauty. So I'm going to try to test out a little bit of everything here. So let's try out one of these lip masks while we chat about everything else. How does this work? This is a very unusual component. I think I flip open this. Oh, this is a stopper. Interesting. Okay, so I guess I probably twist it up. Then you just twist up to dispense the product here. That's interesting. Oh, there we go. Now I got some. Oh, too much. I did too much. Okay, this feels great. This is the shade Smooch. It feels very thick and emollient, so it's definitely going to... I don't know, do I put it back in? What am I supposed to do? It has a weirdly medicinal kind of fragrance to it that I don't love, but the texture on the lips is great. So I'm going to enjoy this lip mask while I tell you about the rest of the stuff we're going to use today. I have these Halo face palettes from Smashbox. This is the Sculpt and Glow face palette in the shade Back to Cali. It comes with a little how-to page, which is nice. There's a bronzer, two blushes, and a highlighter. Cute. And then this is the Sculpt and Glow face palette in Pink Saturation. Saturation is a weird word for this, but again, bronzer, two blushes, and a highlighter. Wouldn't exactly call this saturation, but to each their own. I may just borrow some shades from both palettes. Since I have them here, might as well use them. A couple of little eyeshadow quads from Flower Beauty. I don't think I've used their eyeshadow before, so I'm intrigued to try these. I've heard some pretty good things about them, and I may pair those quads, since they are more neutral, with one or two of these new single shadows from Oden's Eye. I need a little shiny. I need a little more bling bling on the eyes, so probably grab a couple of these. And I have a new mascara to test out. This is from Revolution, and it is the Lift and Define 5D lash. Wow, we're all the way to 5D with our lashes now. Aside from the Oden's Eye singles, this will be my first time trying all of this stuff out. So this isn't going to be a comprehensive wear test and review, but it's always fun to test things out and just have a more low-key, less info-heavy, more just hang out type of video. So let's get to the fun part and try some of this makeup on. I'm going to start off with the Pink Saturation palette, and I'm using the shade Designer. They have it labeled as a contour powder. It just looks more like a bronzer to me, but I don't know. I'm just putting it in a bronzery, contoury spot on my face, and it's fine. It's not earth-shattering. It's not changing my life as far as the application and the formula goes. I like that it's not so overly pigmented that it's hard to work with. I prefer a little softer cheek color formula so that I can layer and build up. So it's fine. It's, I guess, not really my type of product anyway. So what can I say? I'm much more well versed in blush, and I have the same feelings about the blush formula. It's fine, it's pretty. I like that it's more of a layer up type of pigmentation. I'm actually using the blushes from the other palette, the Back to Cali palette. I just prefer those tones a little bit more. Pink blush isn't my go-to. I like these warmer, more peachy type of colors for my personal skin tone. And, you know, they layered nicely. I think they look fine. I just have other blushes that I would be inclined to reach for before these. And the palette format isn't working out perfectly for me because I like the I guess, contour, bronzer, and highlighter from the pink palette. And I like the blushes more from the Back to Cali palette. So overall, I think the thing I liked the most was the highlighter. It has this really smooth, not at all glittery finish, and it was really bright without being weirdly metallic and looking like an eyeshadow on my face. So my highlighter was my favorite part. Overall, just feeling a little middle of the road on the Smashbox face palettes. But everything needs time. I need to keep working with these before I fully form my opinion on them. First impression was kind of meh on the Smashbox palettes. However, I was really impressed by these Flower Beauty quads. I have the Gilded Lily, which is the more neutrally warm brown, and then Black Iris, which is this more cool gray plummy type of color story. And I wanted to use both. I think that the formulas in here are really, really beautiful. I do find myself wishing for a brighter, more metallic shimmer. I like a really foily shimmer on the lids. And I also wish that they had some more colorful or like fun, spicy options. I went and looked on the Ulta site again after I filmed this video, and there is a little like pale baby pink color option, and then there's a more berry reddish version. But overall, I would love to see this line expanded into something a little bit more fun, a little bit more daring color wise, even if it was just a forest green or a navy blue or something that's still sort of comfy for who I assume their consumer to be. But I do like the formula. It performed nicely. It's really, really smooth and it feels like a high-end performance type of formula. So, application wise, I was pretty pleased, especially with the mattes and the more satiny colors, like what you see I'm using here for a little brow bone highlight. I've used these a couple times since filming this video, and I really like these as a little companion palette. I can see myself using these with a more colorful small palette that needs a little bit of neutral kind of toning down for my personal style. And I don't think that these shimmers are terrible. I mean, they look pretty, they're just not quite shiny and sparkly and foily enough for my personal preference. I like bold, I like multi-chrome, I like shifts, I like in your face foil on the lid. So that's what made me reach for these Oden's eye singles. And I still stayed in a similar color story. I think that this is beautiful. It definitely does justice to the original Flower Beauty color stories, but it just gives that added amplified shine that I'm personally looking for. Because if I'm gonna put on eyeshadow, I want it to be super shiny and super sparkly, and that's just me. That's my preference. If you like a softer shimmer look, then I'm sure the Flower Beauty palettes on their own are gonna be great for you. The last new product that I used is this Revolution Beauty Lift and Define 5D Lash Mascara. So here you can see the mascara applied to one side and not the other. It's kind of hard to tell, in my opinion. I mean, if you know, you know, but it doesn't do a whole lot for me. Maybe it's suffering from the fact that I have a darker eyeshadow on and it might be more noticeable if I did a little bit lighter, a little bit softer. Plus, once I built it up, you can see here I've now applied to both sides and did two coats instead of just one. And I think it looks fine. It looks pretty good. It's definitely not terrible. It didn't flake off all over my eyes or anything like that. It just definitely didn't get me 5D. I would say a very middle of the road 3D is where we're at. 3.5 if I'm being generous. But overall, everything worked for me. I think it looks good. I feel comfortable. I didn't really struggle with anything. So even if I'm not obsessed, I still am happy. I think this was a pretty successful round of testing new makeup. Nothing stands out as being particularly bad or not working for me. There are some things I like more than others. I liked both of my little tinted lip treatments that I tested out. This is just a new shade of a product that I've previously reviewed, so I knew I was gonna like this. It smells good. The color's really pretty. I like this little sheer orchid color, so I knew I was gonna like this. I think I slightly prefer it to the Flower Beauty one. A little bit more high maintenance packaging wise, which I don't really have a problem with, but I don't think this is something that I would want to mess with on the go. I really like the texture of this one. It was thick and emollient, but it didn't feel sticky or goopy. The scent was a little bit chemically, so I didn't really love that. It didn't taste bad or anything. I wish that it smelled better. But the color was cute, texture was good, packaging's a little fussy, but I'll definitely use this. It's just probably something that I'll apply at home and not throw in my bag to go. The Smashbox Halo face palettes are just okay for me. I do need to use these more to really decide. At least for me, with a face color palette like this, I need to try it with a couple of different base makeups, a couple of different brushes, and just see how I feel about it over time. My initial response to these is that they're just okay. The only thing that stood out to me that I really felt, oh, I really like this, were the highlighters. I love the texture of the highlighter. It almost has that baked gel type of texture. It's really smooth, really shiny. The bronzers and blushes are fine. They're pretty, but just doesn't feel like anything too special for me. But I'll keep testing them. I'm not ready to write these off, but definitely didn't make me feel super enthused. The little Flower Beauty quads were surprisingly really nice to work with. All of the textures on the eyeshadows were smooth. They applied evenly. They blended well. I feel like I got an excellent even color payoff. So I think that these really lived up to the hype because I've heard other people saying that these are great. And I agree, texture-wise, performance-wise, I'm really impressed. I wish that there were some more fun colors. Maybe I just need to look at the website and see if I need to go back to the website and see if there are some more exciting color options for me. As a little neutral, maybe a companion palette, maybe a travel type thing. These are cute. The packaging does feel a little light and cheapy. Sort of like if I were to pack this in my suitcase, it might break. But the actual eyeshadow textures don't feel cheapy. They feel actually very luxurious. So pretty impressed with the performance of these. The Oden's eye singles were the perfect thing to add a little bit more shine, a little bit more pizzazz. I tried to stay with the spirit of the eyeshadow, so I didn't choose a really bold color, but I have a little sparkle, a little chromatic shine happening, so I've already reviewed those. I already knew I was going to like them. The last thing that I tested is this 5D lash mascara. This didn't really do much for me. I think it was fine. It was a lot more on the dry side. Typically, mascaras for me, I need a couple days after I open them to let the formula air out a little bit. For a few days of using it, it settles into a drier texture, and this is starting out not very wet formula. So we'll see. I mean, I'll continue to use it. It looks fine. It just didn't really give me any oomph in length or volume. It's just sort of like a little pretty kind of more natural mascara, which is fine. I like that too. I was just expecting to go to the fifth dimension, and I feel like, we're still here in 3D. I haven't quite kicked into 5D yet. Unfortunately. We'll see. Maybe we'll get there. While nothing was terrible, I would say the standouts for me are the Tower 28 Lip Softy in Confetti Cake, the Petal Play quads from Flower Beauty, and the Oden's Eye single shadows. Everything else was fine, meh, kind of middle of the road. But ultimately, I think that my finished look is really cute. I feel comfortable. I'm ready for my day. I will happily wear this makeup. I think it looks good. So Ultimately, that's what really matters. Now's the time when I want to hear what you think about these new products, or new to me products, I guess I should say. Have you tried any of these things? Are you interested in any of them? I always love to hear what you think about things too, so make sure you leave all your thoughts down in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Excuse me. Woo! Okay, let's try that again. It's clearly making that harder than it needed to be. Oh, okay. I'm gonna zoom in, okay? Oh, oh, oh. Ta-da! I'm fine. Why did I just yell at you? I'm so sorry. Oh, calm down. I feel like I'm gonna lose my voice. I gotta go get groceries. I got some restock stuff that I need to do for my Etsy shop. Oh, I should have put on earrings. I'm gonna go put on some cute little like springtime floral earrings. Here's some earrings that you can find in my Etsy shop since I'm a terrible influencer and didn't even put any. I was just excited, you know, I had new makeup to play with and I got excited and here we are. At least I remembered to brush my teeth, wear my sunscreen, and put on my deodorant, all right? That's something. It's like the bare minimum. All right, it's fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine. I charged my camera battery. I'm gonna, oh, excuse you. I just kicked my own makeup bag. It's fine. I'm gonna charge my camera battery. I'm gonna have some lunch. I'm gonna do some chores. I might film another video later. I don't know. I'm having fun playing with makeup today. I don't want to do chores. I just want to play with pretty shiny things. You know? You know? That's fine, right? It's work. I promise. Anyway. Hooray. Thanks for watching. I'm always happy to see you here. You want to know why? I bet you already know. It's because I love your face. I'll see you in my next video real soon, okay? Bye.